We have fans that we set up. We also went through each apartment, kind of ventilating that out because the smoke, actually it's not smoke, the powder from the fire extinguisher had filled pretty much every open door that was on that in that hallway.
Sophomore Brooke Watson lives on the 4th floor of Coyote Village and says she initially thought the Sunday fire alarms were part of a fire drill.
And we were kind of like going slow, getting out, and then we opened the door and realized there's like a bunch of smoke in the hallway and we couldn't see down the hallway. As
the fire department continues the investigation, Draper says he expects more answers in the coming weeks. For the Cross Media Council, I'm Trent Opstedall.
And now, Coyote News' Anthony Gosh is live in the muck with Communications Director Tina Haraldson to find out how law enforcement officials are pursuing this ongoing investigation. Anthony?
Thanks, Bailey. I'm live in the muck here with Tina Haraldson, who is the Communications Director, to give us an update on the situation that happened this weekend in Coyote Village with the fire extinguisher. Thank you for being with us.
You're welcome.
Have the officials found the person responsible for this?
They haven't. I checked just before I came over here today, and they're still looking into it.
How are the officials searching for this person?
Well, one thing they're doing is reviewing any videotape that might have been available from any security cameras. They're also interviewing a lot of students from Coyote Village, and I'm sure Pete Jensen, our head of police, would want me to say if anyone knows anything about it, if they would please go ahead and contact University Police, because we would like to get to the bottom of it.
What are the ramifications of committing acts such as this?
Well, there's a certain amount of cleanup that has to happen, which is expensive. The fire extinguisher itself is not reusable. It has to be recharged. There's an expense in that. And then there's just the factor that making a false report of something like a fire or causing people to panic when they think there's a fire, you could have injuries, or you could have a possibility of theft when everyone runs out of their rooms. It's just not something that we take lightly. We want everyone's safety to be a priority.
Altogether, what were the total damages that were caused?
I don't know yet.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Life in the Muck, I'm Anthony Gosh. Back to you, Bailey.
Thanks, Anthony. Coming up after the break, the details on how one student organization raised more than $80,000 for the Children's Miracle Network this weekend. And find out how USD is celebrating Earth Day all week. Stay with us.
Hey guys, guess what day it is? Anybody want to guess what day it is? Guess. Hey! Guess what day it is? Hey, boss! Guess what day it is? Oh, come on, guys. I know you can hear me.
3, 2.
It's News Day. It's News Day!
This year, USD's Dakotathon raised more than $84,000 for the Children's Miracle Network, surpassing its original goal of $61,000. As Coyote News' Trent Opstedall reports, this 24-hour event is about more than fundraising.
To most people, Jackson Chef looks like the average 5-year-old that'll be going to kindergarten in the fall. But there's something about him that makes him a little different from other children.
My name is Jackson. I'm 5, and my brother's 2, and he can see close. He can see far. I can see close.
Jackson was born with a gene defect where his eyes are missing pigment that makes it possible to see correctly. He's been in and out of healthcare facilities all his life to help correct his vision, but this past weekend, Jackson and his family came to campus for USD's annual Dakotathon event. The 24-hour dance marathon raises funds for Children's Miracle Network, an organization that provides aid to families like Jackson's.
The cool thing is seeing all these college kids giving their time and effort to help a cause like CMN. I mean, that's amazing.
More than 400 students laced up their dancing shoes for the fundraiser, which event organizers say is nearly double the amount of last year's participation numbers. For Dakotathon members, the reasons they committed 24 hours of their time all came back to the same idea.
We're trying to fight for them so they don't have to.
You just see the biggest smile on their face.
We're here to make miracles happen.
24 hours, but
nothing compared to what the families go through.
Dakotathon members met with families who receive aid from Children's Miracle Network to hear their stories. Jackson's message was simple.
Never give up, believe in yourself, and take a chance.
Organizers say the 24-hour dance marathon is a way for everyone to celebrate their fundraising efforts and to see part of its impact. For Coyote News, I'm Trent Opstedall.
Even though this year's Dakotathon event just ended, planning for next year's fundraiser is already underway. Last week, students from across campus presented their research at IdeaFest. Posters lined the halls of the MUC to showcase in-depth research done by undergraduate and graduate students. Iodia Chua chose a different approach to presenting her research.
And what I wanted to do was to kind of use my hobby of photography to link it and relate it to psychology, which is what my career is going to be in.
Chua photographed residents of a community house in Sioux City, an organization devoted to supporting refugees in the community.
Psychology, very often I think, with the refugee community, we focus on the difficulties, the challenges that they face, but to the neglect of their strength, tenacity, perseverance.
Chua's gallery will be heading to Sioux City next.
It's Earth Day, and recycling, turning off the lights when you leave a room, and even washing your clothes in cold water are all ways you can become more sustainable. On this week's Yote Report, Erica Arpan looks into Earth Week and finds out how USD is trying to become more green.
Earth Week is all about keeping the earth clean and learning how to become more sustainable. Each day of Earth Week is filled with events to help educate students, faculty, and others on how to be more environmentally friendly. With the different happenings during the week, students get the opportunity to learn more about Earth Day and how the Vermilion community is getting involved. Megan Jarkow, the Sustainability Club advisor, says students can find some easy and great ways to become greener.
Just so many really easy behavioral changes that we can make. I think that there's something for everyone to do, that you can pick the areas that are the easiest for someone to start.
On Tuesday, students and others were welcome to attend a Great Plains Environmental History Roundtable, where 4 experts sat on a panel to discuss the topic as well as engage with the audience. Later in the evening was a showing of The Crisis of Civilization that was also open to the public. Jarko, as well as the Sustainability Club, are working on ways to help others become more aware of their surroundings and what they need to do when it comes to being green.
We're launching the Bring Your Bag campaign. And so one easy thing that people can do is, rather than using single-use bags, is to use a reusable bag when you get groceries.
If you're trying to be greener, recycle bins are located all around campus. For the Yote Report, I'm Erica Arpan.
Coming up after the break, the USD Theater Department is bringing Dr. Seuss's books to life. And learn about programs that keep students active on campus, even during the summer months. Stay tuned.
Okay, so like tonight on the news, oh my gosh, you won't believe it.
Yo, what's up? It's D-Dog. This is Coyote News.
Is this camera making me look fat?
Let's get ready to rumble!
So, did I get the part?
For this year's spring musical, the USD Theater Department put on a show that kids and college students can both enjoy. Coyote News' Levi Goots got a first look at the show.
This week, the theater department is putting on Seussical the Musical. The show features stories and characters from popular Dr. Seuss books. The show features the largest cast of any production this year, but the cast is not all college students.
The show not only features USD theater students, but also area elementary students.
Theater majors said that the kids were fun to work with, and many were very talented for their age.
The little girl who's playing JoJo, Ella Whitmus, she is just a ball of fire, and she is so talented and already at like age 12, just really good at what she does without even really knowing it.
Cast members said while the show is exciting and creative, Seussical reflects something else about Dr. Seuss's books.
He does have messages from his books that he likes his readers to take away, and I think
the same as from the show, that to pay attention to people even if they're smaller than you are.
For Coyote News, I'm Levi Goots.
Seussicles being performed at Wayne Knutson Theater today through Monday. Tickets are $5 with a student ID. USD's campus may be quiet during the summer months, but students are still present at the university for programs like Summer Bridge and Coyote Crew. Those are two of the programs available to incoming students during the summer. Peyton Hunt is involved in both.
So Coyote Crew, we're just kind of the student leaders on campus that help with the fast tracks and the one overnight registration. It's pretty much orientation in a day.
Summer Bridge is a time when students can live on campus and take classes before the fall semester. Advisor Lindsay Sparks says it helps with the transition between high school and college. Hunt says the summer tours also give students a chance to meet with admissions counselors and to see all of USD.
Just thinking about graduating college may seem far away, but have you ever thought about what life will be like after your degree? Coyote News' Kayla Dorhout finds out why you should start thinking about that life today.
Susan Hagestead is a program coordinator for the public library. Hagestead says that music and art therapy is important, and that's why she decided to bring the documentary Alive Inside to Vermillion.
I watched this trailer and immediately was, filled with this intense desire to bring it to Vermillion, I guess is the best way to say it.
So why should students take an interest in these discussions?
Even if you aren't thinking about it yet, there is life beyond adulthood, and Alive Inside shows how music can positively affect that quality of life.
Ari Albright facilitated the discussion following the screening and was excited to join the event.
When I heard about this film and Susan wanting to bring it into the community, I thought, well, this is a very good opportunity to talk about arts and healthcare on a broader level with our community.
Attendees were able to speak with the man behind the film, Dan Cohen. Cohen says even college students can help by creating music playlists and finding the right music for each resident.
To find out what truly holds personal meaning for someone, but once you find that, especially if someone has dementia, that's where the big win is.
There is a care center that offers the program here in South Dakota, and Cohen hopes this message continues to spread. For Coyote News, I'm Kayla Dorhout.
This screening is just one of many events the Vermillion Public Library holds throughout the year. On this week's Coyote blog, Andy Hartman shares her opinion about high schoolers and college.
So I have a struggle that I'm sure almost everyone has. My struggle is I'm Facebook friends with people who are still in high school, and high schoolers are annoying. I know that I'm only a freshman, and I was a high schooler not even a year ago, but I'll be honest, even when I was in high school, high schoolers annoyed me. But now I can truly see the contrast between being in high school and being in college. The main difference is you actually have to try in college. I see high schoolers posting about how they're so ready to graduate and how hard their classes are. Do you know how you pass high school classes? You show up. Do you know how you pass college courses? Sacrifice your soul and also pay the equivalent of a down payment on a house twice a year. I get that you're excited that it's 27 days, 7 hours, and 42 minutes until graduation, and not that I'm counting LOL, but guess what? The closer you get to graduation, the closer you get to starting college. And the closer you get to starting college, the closer you are to your first finals week. Then we'll really see how hard your classes are. Good luck. College is great, don't get me wrong. I am more than thrilled that I'm done with high school. High school was lame, especially since Troy Bolton did not attend my high school. But keep in mind, after you graduate, your stress levels are only going to rise. For Coyote Blog, I'm Andy Hartman.
Thanks, Andy. Coming up after the break, find out how the Coyote football team is getting its female fans involved in the game. Stay with us.
Tonight on Coyote Sports, find out how a recent sports clinic taught participants the ins and outs of football. I'm Brandon Noel.
And I'm Sean Bauer. In this week's Bauer Beat, I give you a take on one item you must check off your sports bucket list. But first, the headlines. Taylor?
A federal judge has granted approval to the settlement of long-running concussion litigation between the NFL and retired players. This means that retired players suffering from complications, including concussions and Alzheimer's, will be compensated. The monetary awards are determined by the number of seasons played and the age at the time of diagnosis. Former Heisman winner Tim Tebow signed a one-year deal Monday with the Philadelphia Eagles. Tebow last played an NFL game back in 2012 as a member of the New York Jets. He's been working for the ESPN as a college football analyst since leaving the NFL. And those are your headlines.
Summit League opponents may not have enjoyed this news, but senior Nicole Seekamp has been granted another year of eligibility to play for the Coyotes. Now, Coyote News' Levi Goots is live in the muck with head coach Amy Williams to find out what this means for next season. Levi?
Thanks, Brandon. Nicole Seekamp is a huge part of the women's basketball team with multiple Summit League honors, and we're here to talk about it with Coach Amy Williams about her return. Thank you so much for being with us. So, why did the NCAA decide to allow Seekamp to have another year?
Well, I think that they took another look at her circumstances and recognized that the participation that she had after high school graduation in Australia did not warrant an entire season penalty, and so they took a look and knew that I think the NCAA is trying to take a more student-athlete friendly kind of approach and make sure that the punishment is fitting the crime. And in this case, they looked back and thought that an entire season for her to give up was too harsh, and based on all of the circumstances that went into that. And so we're really happy they took another look.
Very good. And when it comes to you, the coaching staff, and the team, how do you guys all feel about it?
Well, we've just had permanent smiles for the last couple days since we heard the news. It's almost like Christmas in April for the women's basketball program. I think, her teammates were ecstatic, almost tackled her on the court when they heard the news, and just all of us, extremely thrilled about having her leadership and presence involved.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Seekamp will graduate in May with her undergraduate and will continue on with her graduate degree this fall. Live from the muck, I'm Levi Goots.
Thanks, Levi. USD hosted a football clinic that was billed as Ladies' Night at the Dakota Dome on Friday. Coyote News' Braylee Dotson has the story.
The Women's Football Clinic introduces Coyote football players to their female fans. The women are walked through a typical workout, learn about the equipment, and get to ask questions to the players and coaches.
Because football is played by mostly males, and a lot of women never played the game, but a lot of women are fans, and this is an opportunity for us to include them on a night where it's just women.
More than 80 women showed up to learn more about football and practice some moves.
I learned about the fullback. I didn't know there was a fullback. He's behind the quarterback, taking over, checking it out.
Groth says he sees how the clinic can be considered sexist, but says it's meant to give back.
Women Coyote fans are buying season tickets. They are just as much included in our fan base as men are, and this is an opportunity for us to kind of get back to them.
With the spring game on Saturday, the clinic was a peek behind the scenes for family members.
My mom is here, my aunt is here, my fiance is a part of it, our coaches' wives are a part of it, and we want to include our families in this. Our families are a big part of what we do here.
For Coyote News, I'm Braylee Dotson.
In this week's Bauer Beat, Sean shares his experience after attending a Stanley Cup playoff game.
On Monday, I made the 4-hour journey from Vermilion all the way to St. Paul to attend Game 3 of the Stanley Cup quarterfinal matchup between my Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues. Fortunately, the Wild were able to win the game, so I was quite thrilled, but no matter what the result could have been, attending a Stanley Cup playoff game was enough for me to consider the trip worth it. If you're a sports nut like myself, you may have a sports bucket list where you have stadiums you want to attend or an event like the Super Bowl you want to go to. If it's not on your bucket list, I suggest adding a Stanley Cup playoff game to that list. There isn't a better environment in professional sports than a playoff hockey game. The passion in the fans and the players is something unmatched by any other sport. When a goal is scored by the home team, you can't hear yourself think it's so loud. Anytime the home team scores, the crowd's reaction is the same. Imagine how loud the crowd at an NBA playoff game is when a buzzer beater's hit, and that's what you get for every goal the home team scores at a playoff game. And what other sport do you see star players sacrificing their bodies to help their team win as you do in hockey? You won't see an NHL player leave a game because of cramps, talking to you, LeBron. Instead, a player will take a puck to the face, have the trainer stitch him up quick, and he's back on the ice without missing a shift. That can't be beat. So if you're into sports and you enjoy watching them played at their best, I suggest adding a Stanley Cup playoff game to the list. And that's the Bauer Beat.
Thanks, Sean. Coming up next, everyone makes mistakes. And on this semester's last edition of Coyote Shorts, we take a look at some of the bloopers that never quite made the cut until now. Stay with us.
Okay, so like tonight on the news, oh my gosh, you won't believe it.
Yo, what's up? It's D-Dog, and this is Coyote News.
Is this camera making me look fat?
Let's get ready to rumble!
So, did I get the part?
Hillary Clinton, Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, and Marco Rubio have all announced they'll be running in the 2016 presidential election.
On this week's Out and About, we asked students who they would like to see as the next president.
I would like to see him president 2016.
I do not follow politics that closely. I guess Hillary would do well enough.
LeBron James.
I'm not sure yet.
Barack Obama.
Hillary Clinton.
I have to admit I haven't followed that very much.
I'm not sure yet.
Have Neil deGrasse Tyson become the president with Bill Nye the Science Guy as his vice?
Hillary Clinton.
Maybe Snoop Lion. I don't have an opinion on who should be president yet. I'm waiting for everybody to come out.
Hillary Clinton.
I don't know.
I guess since Hillary declared her campaign yesterday, that's pretty cool. I think it'd be awesome to have a woman in the White House.
At this point, I would probably say Hillary Clinton.
Let me be president in 2016. How about that? Me, Edwin Rashad Stanley, running the world. Do that. Me for 2016. Holler at your boy. Mwah.
Everyone makes mistakes, and on this semester's last edition of Coyote Shorts, we take a look at some of the bloopers that never quite made it the cut until now.
You gotta run in and out of the frame. Do it again. No. Go that way more. You're in the frame still. Go that way more. Go a long distance. There. You know what I'm saying.
No, I like the way this is going.
Really?
All right, do it again. But say it a little less excited. Say it creepy.
Adopt any verm cat at your ornithology. Vermilion also has an abundance of wildlife. Oh, hey there, little galoo. Oh, yeah. Oh! Oh!
Why don't we have people here to like powder our nose and stuff? Hey, Kat, how'd your blind date with Joy? Start over. Hey, Kat, so how'd your date with blind? Don't put that in there.
For people who have
What would you do for a dome dog?
A new edition of the Volant hit newsstands today. Pick up a copy to read about the upcoming March of Dimes event. Plus, learn more about a new student organization called Love Your Melon.
That's all for Coyote News. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And if you'd like to be part of the Coyote News team, auditions are being held this Friday and again on Monday and Tuesday, May 4th and 5th from noon until 3 in the Newhart Center, room 219.
Coyote News is done for the semester, but we'll see you next week for the Red Report. Remember, it's not real news, it's the Red Report. We'll leave you with highlights from this year's Dakotathon. Have a great night.